If you're anything like me and you love to eat healthy, but you also love to snack, then you've come to the right video. Make sure you stick around to the end. I've got a few ideas. Welcome back to Vegan Food at Home. My 2 weekly videos bring you quick and easy recipes that you can master in your own home. Today we're going to focus on 3 delicious bite-sized snack recipes that you can have for maybe breakfast or as a little boost of energy throughout the day. I do recommend that you use a food processor for these recipes. You'll find that it's a little bit easier, a little bit faster, and you'll get a much better consistency. This first recipe here will be bittersweet, full of nice intense flavors, and the actual mixture itself is going to be nice and dense. If you have pips in your dates, make sure you remove those. And if your dates are looking a little bit dry, you can soak these for about 10 to 15 minutes. And this will just loosen them up and make it a little bit easier for them to blend together. If you have nice gooey dates already, you can just go ahead and throw those into the food processor, along with your measured walnuts and also your cocoa powder as well. I just want you to process those in your food processor until you get a nice desired consistency. Tip this out onto the chopping board and take small handfuls of the mixture and just roll these into your desired shape. I think the easiest thing to do here is into a nice round ball. Make sure they're nice and compact together. You can of course eat these straight out of the bowl, but I recommend refrigerating them for an hour or 2. As well, you can place these into the freezer if you find you've made too much mixture. They'll be just fine. Take them out of the freezer, defrost them for a few hours before you enjoy them. Our next recipe is full of complementing flavors. It's really sweet, it's really gooey. This may be my favorite one. With this recipe, you can place in your oats into the food processor, followed by the peanut butter and the maple syrup. Blend these together until you get a nice desired consistency. And at this stage you can choose whether you want to place in your raisins to blend those up and blitz them just slightly, or tip this mixture out onto your chopping board and then add your raisins. It's up to you, but I prefer to use the whole raisins and place them in afterwards. I think the texture of the large raisin really works well with this. Roll these into a ball or press them into a lightly greased pan. Place them in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours or enjoy straight away. Again, you can freeze these quite easily. That's no problem at all. And recipe number 3 is just a little bit more out there and maybe using a couple of ingredients that aren't as easy to get, but I did want to create one that was a little bit more unique than some of the things you might find in other recipes. So we're going to take some banana, so that's going to add some stickiness and some sweetness to this. And we're going to place in the Quinoa Flakes and also the Buckwheat Puffs as well. The Quinoa Flakes are going to almost act as your oats and do the same thing as the walnuts would do in the first recipe. And the Buckwheat Puffs are going to be chewy and allow some really great texture in there as well. Now the last option here is to place in your Goji Berries, either whole, or you can place them into the food processor and blend them all together. I personally would place the Goji Berries in to make it all 4 ingredients that you're blending together. The reason I would do this is because the Goji Berries can be quite chewy, but if that's the texture that you're looking for, you can leave those out to the end. It's completely up to you. So this one is full of great flavor and color, but it's actually a little bit lighter than the rest. It's not as dense and it's more chewy. And this one definitely feels more of a whole food snack. This definitely feels like the healthiest option. And of course, if you want to implement some of the things from each recipe and place those together and make a nice, unique recipe of your own, you absolutely can. Another fun ingredient that you can add is some nice diced apple. Now this would go really great in the first cocoa, walnut and date mixture. I recommend peeling the apple if you do this, chop them into nice fine pieces and place them in afterwards. The nice sweet sharp apple will go really well and complement the bittersweet flavors that are already existing inside that first recipe. Let me know what you think about the apple. Maybe try it out and leave a comment down below. As I said before, you can really mix and match these ingredients together to come up with something unique, and don't be afraid to experiment as well. Thanks very much for joining me today at Vegan Food at Home. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please head down to that red subscribe button and hit that. I really appreciate your support. Please hit the thumbs up as well. Let me know what you think of the video down in the comments, and I'll be sure to see you next time. Thanks very much.